Seriously, I just had it. Welcome back. We are diving more into the breakup and fuel diagnostics in the FD. And as you can see, I hooked up the fuel pressure gauge here. During initial startup, I'm only getting about 30 pounds per square inch, and it should be around 36 to 40, 38, somewhere around in there is what the FSM calls for. Whenever I plug the return line, just like it states in the FSM, it should be anywhere from 71 to 106, and I'm only getting about 50 PSI, which tells me that under boost, I'm starved for fuel, and that's what's causing my breakup. I'm gonna be doing a fuel pump rewire on my FD RX-7, and I picked up some 10 gauge wire, an inline fuse, common relay, 5-pin, and a pigtail. Sometimes these will come with different colors on them. So what I've done so far is this is all going to be temporary, and I just want to hardwire the fuel pump to confirm that my fuel pressure issues are not electronic and actually with the pump. So this is all going to be a temporary fix or test, so to speak, until I can confirm that the fuel pump is putting out good pressure. So what I've done so far, hook this end to the battery, 30 amp fuse, 10 gauge wire, coming back to the fuel pump connector. I did get this from RX7.com from Dude Man Owns an RX-7. Thank you for that. Credit where credit is due. This diagram is from RX7club.com, and it was provided by Brent Vogel. And just a quick shout out to him. Thank you for providing this diagram. And what I did is I just took the relay and I documented what wires go where. I'm only going to be using 4 out of the 5 pins, so I'm just going to eliminate this center pin using a pick, and we'll pull the orange wire out because that is not necessary for what I'm going to be doing. Now, you can see I've already hooked up a few ends here. I've got blue, which goes to 85, which would be a ground, noted here and here. I've got my red wire, which runs to 30, which is red here on the relay. And for these two hookups, the 87, which will go to the fuel pump connector, I've put a male end on, and the green, which is 86, I'm going to hook up to the white and red wire underneath. So the reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can keep the stock wiring intact. So what I've done here is, this is obviously the wiring harness that goes into. You can pry up here and here with a pick and on the back side, and this will flip up. And then you can reach in and there's a plastic tab in there, and then you can slide this wire out. Pretty straightforward to do. So that way I can hook in my relay and I can plug everything in. I'm going to need to disconnect this side as well so that I can splice in, then connect this and have the jumper wire in there without having to cut the actual harness and butcher it up. So I'm going to pull this guy apart so that I can get all this together, and then we'll just do a brief rundown of what I've got going on after that. One of the things that I didn't mention or show in the video was this black wire right here in the stock wiring harness. You'll want to strip off about 1 inch of the insulation of this wire and solder in a piece of ground wire and just ground it to the chassis. I've got the temporary power source hooked up to the battery. You can see I hooked up a temporary ground just right here, and I'm getting 12.92 volts where the relay goes in. So just to confirm, what I did in this area here, instead of cutting this wire, I simply disconnected it from the pigtails, and I ran the green wire to 86, and I ran the yellow wire to 87. And then I've got the ground, and then of course the supply. So what I have to do now is plug in the relay, and with that Fuel pump is running. And it's still jumping up to 30. What I'm probably going to do is extend all this wiring here, make this a more semi-permanent, obviously insulate, heat shrink, crimp, and then I'm going to run my relay and I'm going to mount it down under here so that if I ever need to get to it, I don't need to pull all these plastics off. I can just pull the back piece off, and that'll still give me plenty of access to do whatever I need to do without having to completely disassemble the back end. So that's the fuel pump rewire thus far. Success.